Welcome back, YouTube. Titan Fragrance Reviews here, bringing you another house review. Basically, as you'll see in the title, the duo house, definitely a clone house, inspiration house, whatever you want to call it. I did do a tag video, so if you want to get my take, obviously I have a few, so you kind of know where I stand as far as what my take is on clone houses or those type of things. As I started on my journey, a lot of times I would start looking at all the different reviewers, and they talked about all these different things, hyped up certain things, because certain fragrances you can't really find unless you either know someone that has them. Indies and niche are kind of hard sometimes go sample unless you can find someone who's decanting and so forth. So you kind of, if you're really wanting something, you sometimes got to make a purchase, a blind buy purchase, which I don't advise, especially with the high-end stuff that starts getting really, really expensive. But some of these houses can give you their take, interpretation, which is sometimes very, very close. And as you transition, many times I notice that we transition in from designer and start going into your more niche, independent houses that are a little stronger, a little bit more challenging and daring. And I think that's the natural evolution of things. But many of us still go back and gravitate to some of the ones that we just, fell in love with or got us going on this. But I'm going to be real quick on this so that, I do appreciate the time y'all spend. Y'all know the drill. Thanks for supporting the channel, helping me out. I really enjoy the interaction. So I think if you like what you see, help me out. You know what? Hit that subscribe button if you don't mind. But on to it. One of these, I don't have both because they're hybrid lines. And what they basically do is they take two very popular, typically fragrances, niche, high-end type fragrances, or very sought-after fragrances, and mesh them up. Take the best notes and actually do, I think, a very good job of creating a fragrance that works pretty well. And you go through their website, you're going to see a ton of them, but these are just the ones I've gotten so far. First one, like I said, it's Midnight Rendezvous with the Mobster. This is a Roja Creation E, as well as a vintage La Nuit. I only have the first reformulation. This is the art edition, La Nuit, and it is what it is. You'll hear about it. Oh, gorgeous scent, cardamom, rich, creamy, powdery, just date fragrance. It's gorgeous, and you get that right out of here. Now I don't know Creation E what that is, smells like, but I mean you get that cardamom, you get that La Nuit vibe in there for sure. It comes off pretty good. Like I said, I hadn't worn that much because I've been going through quite a few, but I think that's going to be something definitely for intimate settings or things like that. I definitely think that's a great one. The one I have the most with, Casino ELIXIR. Okay, now Casino ELIXIR is their mashup of two big juggernauts. You're talking Baccarat Rouge 540, which is what I got right here, so I know what it smells like. This is the EDP, and then Creed Aventus, okay, the king, some would say. And so what they did is they took the pineappleness of this one, okay, and mashed it up with the caramelized sugar of the Baccarat Rouge, and really that's where it plays, that's where it stays. And man, talk about an extrait de parfum concentration. It projects. It is just a phenomenal compliment getter. I was surprised that when I first wore this, the amount of compliments I was getting unsolicited. It kind of took me back, because I never really get that kind of response all the time. But this one has pretty much every single time just been a great hitter on that. So that's the one I've had the longest, so I have the most wearings with that. But I wanted to touch on some of the other ones I got because of the fragrances that it mashes up. I do have, and I really liked, especially the next one. I think it's going to be just a summer killer for me. It's Poseidon in the Caribbean. Now, if you know about this one right here, Virgin Island water, and it takes that and mashes it up with the Creed Aventus. Now, really, I wanted to highlight this because this one is a phenomenal summer freshie, spring. Like if you're out partying, it almost smells like a lemony mixed drink that you'd have at the beach. But what it does, this lacks big time in performance. Performance is, granted, I know I was in Cancun, so it was hot. I took it last summer. and I was dousing myself with this because it smells so good, but I knew it was not going to last. But the concentration, and I'm sure those who do have it can vouch for the fact that it does not last very long. It's great, but it doesn't last. This thing, so far I've worn it, and it lasts all day, and you know, you're talking 8-9 hours pretty easy, and I didn't spray heavy, and so it's just been a great one. I'm going to definitely hit that up in the summertime, spring, because I love virgin island water. I think it's a phenomenal fragrance. It just doesn't last. The next one, Supernova in the Casino. Okay, now Supernova is going to be your another juggernaut you may have heard of, the Roja ELIXIR cologne, and that's going to mash it up with Baccarat Rouge 540, and you get that freshness off that ELIXIR with that sugary background of the Baccarat Rouge, and it's just a gorgeous sense. Now these I did pick. Obviously, you can tell I like that, you know, little sweeter sense for this stuff, right? Gorgeous. I can definitely see me getting a lot of usages of that one. Man, those are two phenomenal ones in a way to kind of branch out of maybe what the norm you're wearing. The next one I wanted to highlight was this Casino TUX. Okay, this one right there. Now what that does is it's going to take Baccarat Rouge, that sweetness, but it's going to definitely be toned down because it's mashing up with one of my favorites, YSL Tuxedo. This thing is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, spices and patchouli, and it is just a gem. And this just kind of, when it mashes together, these two right here, when you take these two and mash them up together with what they've done here, creates a gem. Man, definitely I sprayed it on. Boom, compliment from the wife. Just awesome. And all of them are extrait de parfum concentration, so you're gonna get the lasting power. You're gonna get that, I think, a great bang for your buck. That, you know, you're not spending hundreds of dollars on one of these, $400 or $500 on one of these, or, you know, same thing, $500 on one of these. So, I mean, in all these mashed up together, you can buy them in smaller. So price per mil may not be that great, but you got to look at what you're doing. Is your collection going to be a 5 collection, or is it going to be a 20 or 30 collection? And what are you trying to do? Some of these are just for certain special occasions, and that's okay to have a little smaller. You're probably not going to burn through all that. But I just think it's something nice to try, something different that mashes up. Now for the real hardcore frag heads, niche heads, hey, you're probably going to stick with just buying that one low bottle, or going and getting very specific ones that are maybe a little more challenging. That's okay. The great thing about fragrances is we all have our own taste. Wear what you like, you know, and whether it's Brut, Cool Water, Eternity, or whether it's a Creed or a Roja or a Parfum de Marly, or, you know, a Frederic Malle or something like that, that's okay. That's the beauty of it. And I just wanted to share what I found, what I enjoy, and hopefully it helps you all along. And just scour around to the different fragrance reviewers and find the ones that you like, and get some different takes, because definitely don't ever just go off of one. We all have different tastes, and that, again, that's okay. That's what makes us unique, and that's why you're gonna go from different ones. So if you like what you see, please comment. You know some of these, you have some suggestions on some of the duos, or maybe another different house that I have not tried. And I'm looking at trying Alexandria. I love Central Obsessions and Happy Land, and those guys that are doing some phenomenal things. But I just look forward to the interaction. Okay, guys, on the next one. See you then. Have a blessed.